is. Let's quickly try and get in some reaction. We've got Pankaj Sharma who joins in from Equirus. Hi Pankaj, afternoon. Your initial reaction in TCS, the numbers?
Hi, good evening. I think, of course, there is some disappointment on the top line growth because we were expecting more like a 4% growth in this quarter sequentially. If that is 3%, I think that is definitely a disappointment. Also, I have the first copy of the release, and when I see the numbers, I think other than that, numbers are looking more or less okay, because if you look at the EBIT, profit numbers, they are looking largely fine. I think the key thing for them is to talk about the second half commentary, because we have seen in the case of Infosys as well yesterday that they delivered very good set of numbers, but because of the margin, because of the margin which could be down in next quarter and second half, and also because of the lower guidance, people really didn't like that result too much. So I think more important thing for them is to look at what happens on the management commentary. But overall, I think the results are largely okay. Slight disappointment on revenue part in USD terms, but otherwise I think things are looking fine.
Okay, so do you expect the stock to react negatively because the top line has disappointed, or you think the street will focus on the other numbers which seem in line? Pankaj?
See, I think it's not a big miss, because it's not a big miss in my view. So if the numbers on margins, utilization, attrition, the final profitability, all those numbers are in line or slightly better, people would probably ignore this miss. It's not that big that people should get too concerned. But in conjunction with everything else, I think it is still something which would not be liked by the market. But if everything else is okay and in line or better, people would probably forgive TCS to deliver slightly lower number on the USD terms.
Okay, stay on. Let me just go across to my colleague, Kritika Saxena. She's at the venue. Kritika, any more numbers that you've gleaned out? We have all the basic numbers with us. Anything on the verticals?
No additional numbers. You have the main press release. You have most of the details. I think the main point, as Dipan was saying, is the fact that there has to be some clarity with respect to deal momentum. I think you have all the basic numbers. The 3.9% constant currency is something that could be a little bit of concern, as you said. I think Street was expecting 4.2, 4.3%. But the commentary from the management with respect to how things have turned in Latin America, the pressure points like Japan, Diligenta, insurance will be crucial. Volume growth, as I think you've already pointed out, is better than Infosys. Seems to be decent, but the misses are largely as far as the top line is concerned, the constant currency growth is concerned. Margins seem to be in line. I think you already have that, 78 basis points. All in all, okay set of numbers. As you said, top line is the only bit of a concern. If Dipan is still with us, Dipan, I had a quick question with respect to the constant currency growth. 3.9% seems to be decent for this quarter, but I believe the street had a higher expectations. Are you expecting the market to be slightly negative about that one constant currency growth number?
Okay, I'm not sure.
Okay, I think we've lost Dipan.
If you look at...
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think because, as I said, I think all other numbers, if they are okay, market would probably be okay with the miss on top line. But I think if you look at it also from the perspective that typically versus expectation, Infosys top line growth was on the higher side. People were expecting more like a 3.5%, and they came with 6% number. So if people try to extrapolate that why Infosys delivering a better number, are they winning more deals in the marketplace, or are they getting more aggressive, that could be a concern perhaps.
Okay, let me just run you through some more details. The company has indicated that digital services and solutions has grown up by 10.7% in constant currency terms, and it now contributes 13.3% to its overall revenues. Remember, this compares with 12.5% contribution that it had as per the prior quarter. So digital continues to remain the key growth driver for all IT companies, TCS included. Deal wins appear quite strong. So deal wins stand at 13 in this quarter, with 9 coming in from North America and 1 in Europe. Europe. Utilization has stayed or around that 86% mark yet again. So for the last many quarters, it has been hovering around there. So 86 compares with 86.3 quarter on quarter, while including trainees, it stands at 82.3, slightly lower compared to 82.9 on a quarter on quarter basis. Let me get in our other experts. Sarabjit, your sense of how the stock will react given the miss on the top line, but other numbers look fairly in line.
Yeah, rightly as you pointed out, the miss is mainly in the US dollar number, and I guess it's a disappointment coming from TCS. But I guess if you look at the core metrics in terms of drivers, which are the drivers for the business performance in terms of volume, and I think that has done fairly well. The miss is probably coming from pricing and currency. So I guess volume wise they have done fairly well. Margins in line with expectation, bottom line slightly below expectation. So overall, if I have to put it in a nutshell, in fundamental point perspective, which deals with only core variables of the business performance, then I think Street should not be very disappointed by tomorrow. But I guess in the meantime they will also be interested in knowing about the commentary and the business outlook for the second half of the remaining year to foresee whether how it pans out going forward. But I guess broadly on operating metrics, I think they shouldn't be disappointed.
Well, Reema, I just want to throw in some of the additional finer details that are also emerging. I mean, just to pick out some silver linings here, the number of $100 million customers that they've added, $100 million accounts, that stands at 3 this quarter compared to just 1 in the first quarter. So if one can see it as, something a bit of a positive. However, on the other side, I don't know if we've spoken about attrition till now, because that number has edged up. I mean, optically or psychologically, it's above the 16% mark. It's gone to 16.2. So I thought maybe we can get some sense from our experts on that. And also, Sarabjit, if I could ask you about commentary, since you mentioned commentary, and it was really the talk about the second half that spooked the market with respect to Infosys, and we saw what happened to the stock. Would you fear or would you anticipate that TCS is also going to be extremely cautious about the second half? Or do you think that was a specific one-off Infosys event?
I have not taken it in that bad perspective, in the sense that second half is normally generally weaker, and probably I guess in Infosys there is unlike I'm on the optimistic side, wherein I think that they probably could be inching upwards or probably doing better than that. So I guess it was just a general commentary, and I guess second half is known to be softer for most of the ID companies. I guess probably what I meant by outlook was, as you said, client additions are pretty strong for the company. So probably if the commentary because TCS has been very confident of beating NASSCOM numbers. So I guess if the commentary remains stronger, and given the operational matrix they have delivered in the quarter, I don't think there should be a scope for any disappointment on the stock and its performance actually.
Okay, let me run our viewers through some additional details. Surbhi, as you rightly pointed out, attrition has inched up now, I think would be for the 7th straight quarter. It now stands at 16.2%, an addition of 300 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So that's a bit disappointing. If you see in terms of the large clients, it appears that client mining is progressing well. So $100 million clients have seen an addition of 3 clients. So from 30, it's gone up to 33. But that seems to be maybe some of the $50 million clients have now become $100 million clients. Because if you see the $50 million clients, it stands at 65 versus 69. So it appears that's a positive sign when you see client mining. And if you see how the geographical breakup has been, North America, a core market for TCS, continues to deliver in line with the company average at 3.1%. Latin America seems to have bounced back with a growth of 6%. Remember, in the previous quarter, it contributed to the miss. So Latin America in constant currency terms is up 6.2%. UK 4.6%. Continental Europe is up 2%. India is doing well, 7.8%. And in the previous quarter, India was rather flat. While Middle East continues to be on a strong footing. It's a very small contribution, sub 2%, but 12.9% growth in the Middle East. Talking about talking about individual verticals, it's manufacturing which is subdued. It's just a 1.8% growth that they've clocked in. So some of the top line slowdown could be attributed to manufacturing, which has not done so well. And it's consulting. If you see it in terms of service lines, consulting has seen a degrowth of nearly 9%. So that too has contributed to some of the miss. But net, while the volume growth of the company looks good at 4.9%, it's still the top line growth of 3%, which is half of what Infosys delivered, and it's slower than what TCS had clocked in the prior quarter, despite this quarter being a seasonally strong one. Deepak Shenoy of Capital Mind joins in. Hi, Deepak, your initial reaction?
Hi. Initial reaction, this was pretty good. The numbers are as expected. I don't see any downward surprises. I think the commentary in the conference call at 7 p.m. will color anything else. Numbers are, the only disappointment has been in revenue, both in rupee terms and constant currency terms. 14% growth in revenue for a quarter when the rupee fell to 65 is a little surprising. Otherwise, profits have grown for 14.5%. That means their margins have marginally gone up in terms of rupees. So I'm okay with that. The rest of it, I haven't seen all of the data, so I can't give you the full picture yet.
Okay, but in the last many months, the stock has not done too much. It's been consolidating. So based on these numbers, do you expect this consolidation phase for TCS to continue?
That's interesting because actually last 5 days we've seen continuous lower stock prices on TCS. So obviously I believe that there must have been a expectancy of a fairly bad result, at least especially after Infosys and perhaps HCL Tech's warnings. But I don't see that in these results yet. So I don't think for an immediate reaction, if the last 5 days were any indication of expectations of bad results, that hasn't panned out. So in that context, the market should go up. However, I believe these are not exemplary on the upside either. So I believe these will, the street will probably have a small bounce from here, and it will all depend on commentary about what the future holds.
Okay, so according to Deepak, we could see the stock reacting slightly positively tomorrow only because it's fallen so much in the last few days. But a lot will depend on the outlook for the second half of the year as given by the management. But Dipesh, walk us through anything in the internals that stands out for you that you'd like to highlight?
I have yet not gone through full detail, but my primary preliminary reading suggests that revenue growth is slightly lower than what we expected. So revenue-wise, there is slight miss. I think otherwise margin and everything is broadly in line with what we expected.
But Ish, in the past, we've seen TCS react negatively to the miss on the dollar revenue, even though they've managed to maintain and meet street expectations on margins and profits. Will it be different this time? How much importance will the street give to the 50 basis points miss compared to consensus expectations on the dollar revenue?
So now because of this would be the second or third quarter of revenue miss.
It's actually the fifth consecutive quarter where they've fallen short of analyst expectations, Dipesh.
Yeah, so now in that case, I think street should not take it very positively in my view. So stock, and now considering recent performance of the stock, I don't expect any very knee-jerk reaction either. So, but my sense is there would be negative reaction to stock price tomorrow.
Okay, so conflicting view. Dipesh believes that the stock could be headed lower because of the tepid top-line performance. Sarabjit, your thoughts? Which way would you bet on?
I think it will be more of mildly negative. I don't think there should be a very huge negative reaction happening, unlike in Infosys, because Infosys had moved up significantly before numbers. In TCS, we haven't seen that kind of movement happen actually so much. So I guess I think probably a lackluster kind of a moment. I don't see a very sharp movement happening in the stock.
Okay. Pankaj, coming back to you, it's, we came to you for the initial reaction. Now it's been about 10 minutes. Any more thoughts?
So I think two things I would be concerned with. One is that if I look at the clients which are in categories of $20 million and above. So if you look at these three numbers which the company has given, this number was 239 at the end of Q2 FY15. It was 271 after first quarter FY16, and now it is 269. So of course, in 100 million plus category, there is an increase of 3 clients, but the pipeline is not really moving. So if you look at this number, which is almost 13-14% up in 9 months from September 2014 to June 2015, this number is stagnant, it's not growing. So I think that is a cause of concern in my view. Second thing is, if you look at their attrition and the number of people they have hired, I think it looks
Pankaj,
like that.
Apologies, but the management has started addressing the media, so let's cut across.
The Q2 ending September